Miss Perfection, the redheaded Cordelia.
Oh yay! I really really like Cordelia. Like I guess
Yeah,
as far as
she
female characters go, she's one of my favorites.
not surprising considering that she was actually one of the females in that fan favorite contest too. So
Yeah, yeah.
that just mentioned.
Oh yeah. But what you call it? A big thing with her, and you really get this when if you go in if you have Robin marry her, and when she's introduced, basically like the entire like Pegasus Knight unit gets wiped out. And she's the only survivor. Like she was able to fly to Crom and warn him of what's
Yeah,
happened.
she's the newbie, and like her elder Pegasus comrade pretty much told her, flee, get out of here, go warn Crom.
But what you learn when you do the relationship with her and Robin is that while she was in training and everything, because she's the newbie, she made a lot of mistakes, and they always time over it. So she was always under the impression that she was incredibly weak. So then when they're telling her leave, 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 she was getting the impression of they want me to leave because I'm worthless. But it takes Robin to basically convince her that, no, the reason why they were so hard on you is because they saw so much potential and they didn't want you to die on the battlefield before you could actually reach that potential. And that's why they begged you to leave. So
Yeah,
it's like, it's actually kind of fascinating. You really you don't really see that in her other relationships. Like, I mean, in her other relationships, yeah, she's serious, but still kind of cute, kind of geeky. She does have a crush on Crom and is yet one of the people that Crom can't
that's
marry. I don't.
that's one of like the most tragic things. Like she has a really big crush on Crom, but she can't actually marry him. So,
That makes no fucking sense to me, but whatever. But it's like, yeah, when you actually do the relationship with her and Robin, that's really when you get a good idea of seeing like the kind of guilt that she carries over what happened. I mean, it wasn't her fault, but she does feel like she has like this big guilty burden on her.
yeah, like one of Cordelia's biggest thing, besides just having a really big crush on Crom that can never be fulfilled, is that she's also one of the most pretty much one of the more talented of the army. Like she has the most skills. She's people call her like the biggest perfectionist.
Hmm.
But she's also a very kind character too. She's not at all boastful. She's all she wants to do is just achieve and is just achieve what she's doing and make sure she does it right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like not only that, but I mean, she even wants to just have like just the very image of perfection. I mean, so much like in I think actually it's in that DLC with the beach and everything. You find out that
Oh, that's yeah. I told
her breastplate, yeah, her breastplate is not exactly accurate.
yeah. We find out that
Say
it's like when
what?
the merchant that gives her the swimsuit to display as the fan service, you see her trying to hold up her top, but that's because she actually has really really small breasts.
Yeah,
But
like she's like an A cup, but like her body armor and everything makes her look like she has a C cup.
Ah.
she's like really insecure about her breast size, so she actually tries to hide it.
Oh, so what? Did she stuff like a bunch of cotton
No,
balls
no,
like
no,
on,
no.
on her chest plate or some shit?
No,
Like,
no, no, not really, because like she wears metal armor that fits to a woman's breast size, but she wears like breast armor that's just bigger than she should be wearing. So
oh, I meant if she wasn't wearing body armor, does she like just go so far as like just stuff like
we,
cotton
we, we
balls
never
like in
we
her
never we
breast?
never see her without it, but
Oh, okay.
Oh,
it's
I
it's pretty funny.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you only get that when you do that DLC. Like that, like those like DLCs, like there's the beach one, there's like the hot spring one, like those you get some of the funniest reactions out of the characters, and that's where you learn like all kinds of like weird things.
yeah, but like yeah, she can be Cordelia can be very insecure, but like at the same time, yeah, she's very confident. She won't back down from an argument or from a fight. We find out she is also pretty goofy. Like I remember, like the first relationship I did with her was with Callum, and I remember that she tried learning how to be stealthy like him, but she kept failing at it, and she was like so determined to become just as stealthy as Callum. And I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
So all right. So shall we move on to big strong Russian?
Oh God, no.
Oh my god, I'm liking this already.
Thank you. I thought nothing could warm my heart again. I shall love you above all others for the rest of my days.
The big Russian dude.
Not sure how Russia ended up in the world of Fire Emblem. But,
When I look into
now
all of
it's
your
time to
stupid
talk-
faces.
But now it's time to talk about the mercenary Gregor.
Gregor.
Oh, and he's a mercenary too? Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, like I believe the reason why he's Russian is because technically he's not from the land that he's not from the land or anywhere near the land that the game takes place in. He's from a different part of the world altogether. I think they just made him Russian to clarify that he's from somewhere else. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But Gregor is hysterical. He's definitely one of the oldest of the group. He's the most experienced.
I think he actually is the oldest.
Yeah, they make a lot. Like one of his main traits is that he's the most likely to throw out his back. So
Right, but it's like, even like when he talks to like some of the other people, like especially like, if you try and like pair him up with the girls and everything, he always like jokes about like, he's the old man and oh, they're so young and I'm old man. So, he is very likable in that one because I mean, it's like, he's a mercenary and stuff, but he's not like a hardened mercenary. He's very lighthearted.
He's very lighthearted and he's also very honest. Like I think one of the supports I like with him was actually with Muriel. Like we find that when Muriel talks to him, he's technically still learning their language. So she's saying all these complicated words, and Gregor's just like, what? like he invites her to tea because he's like, Gregor always invites pretty woman to tea. And then she starts making all these accusations, and Gregor's just like, I have something to do suddenly. But then later on, we see that Gregor finds like her mother's book, and like if you know Muriel tries to very much like try to like live like up to her mother, who was also very educational, and her mother had this notebook which Gregor finds because Muriel loses it on accident. And Gregor doesn't know that it's Muriel's, but he's looking at it and he's actually scribbling in it.
Right. But it's not. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. But it's like what he's scribbling is actually he's actually making the words less complicated. Like whereas Muriel's mother like said something like some really convoluted sentence that even Muriel didn't understand. Gregor got it, scribbled the whole thing out, and underneath it just wrote experience. So.
But yeah, it's also interesting to note that, even though he's a mercenary and takes like, he takes like all kinds of jobs, and I mean, he admits to, I guess depending on who you pair him up with and everything. I mean, he's killed people in the past because of his job, but at the same time, though, there are points where it's like, if he takes on a job or something and, his employer says, go kill this person, but this person truly did nothing wrong, Gregor's got a problem with that. He's like, I'm not going to go out and, like, kill an innocent person just because you're paying me to. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, he does have a big sense of honor to him.
Yeah.
And that actually does tie into a later character. Like, because he gets introduced with another character at the same time, and that's really when you get to see a lot of that very early on.
Yeah, but something I also like about Gregor, we find this out with another character who we'll get into this character in a bit, but this specific character typically will reveal the darker backstories of a lot of these characters. In Gregor's case, we found out a lot about even though Gregor's a very lighthearted, very comedic character, we find out one of the darkest things about Gregor. For one thing, Gregor isn't even his real name. We don't know his real name. It's actually the name that he took from his brother to respect his brother after his brother was killed defending him. So, yeah, he's a very big man of honor. All right, so I guess now that we're done with the Russian, let's go.
We can talk about the cute little girl that he was introduced with.
The cute little girl that, mind you, is also a dragon.
Now you listen. Gregor promised to bring his beloved many happiness for as long as we both keep on with the living.
Wait, a dragon? What?
Yep, this is actually one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so
Nowi?
yeah, so basically, Nowi, she is kind of like Pan, where she can shapeshift, but she shapeshifts into a dragon, and that's a completely different class entirely. That's not Togwell, that's Manakee.
Yeah.
Right.
So a dragon girl.
Yeah, the Managee was actually a class that was first introduced in the very first Fire Emblem, from a character named Tiki that actually fought alongside Marth.
Yeah.
You heard
Now,
that?
the thing, though, with Manakeets, though, unlike Togwells, they have a very long lifespan. So even though Nowi looks like she's like, what, maybe 11 or 12, she's well over 1,000 years old.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, actually.
Yeah, I love Noe so much. She's very outgoing. She's very childlike. All she wants to do is play these very murderous games. By the way,
Wait, what?
like her version of hide and seek is you hide and I'm gonna try to find you, and if I find you, I'm gonna burn your ass.
Fuck.
Oh shit!
By the way, she counts to 1,000,000.
The fuck?
Whoa!
Yes. So.
Yeah, so
Put that on my
essentially-
resume.
But yeah, because she is still very young, yeah, she's very much a baby. I mean, I know we said Rickon is, he acts, childlike and everything and tries to be grown up and everything. No, she revels in the fact that she looks and acts like a kid.
Yeah, that's one of her things. Like, I'm over 1,000 years old, and look, no wrinkles.
Yeah. But then at the same time, that also brings about, like, her biggest fear is just she knows that she's going to outlive everybody. So that's, like, the one thing that really bothers her is, she's made all these great friends, and she's going to, and if you pair her up with somebody, she gets a husband, but she's going to have to watch them all die.
Yeah, it's just the curse of, of being practically immortal. It's like, yeah, that's something that's like she doesn't like being alone, which is why she's reveling in the fact of playing with her friends now.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of funny because my favorite relationship with her is with this character that we'll get to momentarily, and when she brings about this fear, he thinks, well, we just got to get another Manakee for you, and she's like, oh, that'd be great, I want another Manakee playmate. So he at first tries, he basically conjures up, I guess what you can call a magic hologram or something, but she's like, no, I want a real one. So then he gets the idea, he's like, okay, so how Robin and so married and they had a kid and everything? He's like, that's what we need to do. We need to get you a baby and you'll have a playmate for life. And that's his reason for marrying her, is so he can give her a kid.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, it's
Wow.
it's like Moroku from Inuyasha, only actually funny and not obnoxiously annoying.
We'll get to him later, but
Alright.
no way. While she does still act very childlike, she is also still very wise. Yeah, because she's clearly the oldest. She doesn't look it, but she is the oldest, obviously.
Yeah, it's I completely ignore what I said earlier about Gregor. Of the humans, Gregor is the oldest, but the oldest in the army, yeah, it's Nowi.
Yeah, and she does act very. She will have her wise moments, like she is familiar with a lot of things that people are that some of the characters just aren't, that are kind of scared about, but that she won't know. But yeah, she's essentially just very childlike, and actually, I actually really like being married, like having Robin being married to her, because I get dragon babies.
Oh God, no.
Of course.
And actually, I also have her saying when Robin does marry her, it's actually hysterical. It's very dark, but also very hysterical. Like, listen to this.
Yeah, skip through the boring
So
conversation.
happy. I've always wanted a husband. Think of all the wonderful centuries, years we'll have.
Oh, it's so depressing.
Aw, he's gonna die of age before she does. Aw.
Alright, well...
For some reason, I think is like the Fire Emblem Awakening, what was it, pairing of like Shrek with Donkey and the Dragon.
Either way, speaking of depressing characters, let's get to the next one.
Oh, I'm so happy. I've always wanted a husband. Think of all the wonderful centuries, years we'll have.
Okay, yes, that depressing character being Libra.
Yeah.
Libra is a trap.
Oh, you mean by depressing?
Okay, for one thing, I'll get into that right now. Libra is a man. I didn't know that at first.
Neither did I. No, don't worry.
It's funny because neither did Varian. So
What
like,
was it? What is his character like a
Libra
transvestite?
guy he's a priest.
Libra,
He's a monk.
Libra's very much a man. He just happens to look like a woman, and he's a war monk. So we basically think a traveling priest. So he's wearing a lot of robes and stuff. So his design, admittedly, is not very masculine, but he is very much a guy.
Yeah,
It doesn't help that his voice actor.
He even has a very gentle voice, and that's like one of the biggest jokes. Like how people keep mistaking him for a woman when he's really a man. I didn't even know that at first because I forget who Danny paired him off with before, but she said she paired him off with another girl, and I was thinking, wait, what? How?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, Libra's a guy.
What? And I looked at the S ranks and I was like, son of a bitch, yes, he is.
God damn it!
If you want a really funny, funny social link, seriously, max out Libra with Varian. It is so goddamn funny because Varian starts hitting on him and he's like, I'm a man. And now it's like Varian's all awkward trying to talk to him and everything because he's and he even admits he's like, I can't even talk to women anymore because now I think they're all traps.
With that being said, we brought up the comedic side of Libra. Libra being a priest, he's very helpful, but at the same time, he has a lot of his own little dark past. Like the next character we'll be talking about, who I mentioned before, brings up a lot of the depressing sides of characters. We find out when Libra was a child, his own parents thought that he was some kind of demonic hellspawn and actually abandoned him.
Yeah.
What? Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah, it's super depressing. And he has all these really horrible memories of having a really traumatic childhood. It's damn, mood killer.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's always grown up. Yeah, he's pretty much grown up alone. He took up, the priesthood.
He's definitely the most religious of the characters.
Yeah, I mean that's even when he's in combat after he kills people and everything, he's always saying in Naga's name. So
Naga is the god that they acknowledge in the series.
Yeah, so he very very much religious, and it pretty much hints that in the end game, whether you pair him up with somebody or not, pretty much after the war is over and everything, he pretty much sets up an orphanage and takes care of children. So I mean that should speak volumes to his kind heart and everything.
It makes sense that he would open up an orphanage since he was since his parents orphaned him as a child. So
right, and also given with the fact that he's a war monk, pretty much he becomes well, at least for me anyway, he pretty much became my go-to healer because the war monk is you can heal, but you can also attack, and the guy wields a fucking axe. So it's oh, you can heal, but you can actually deal good damage. You're staying with me, buddy. So Lissa Maribel, you were good for a while, but I got the good guy right now.
All right. So, anything else more for Libra?
I didn't know about most of his backstory, but wow.
Yeah, you really get. I mean, you get his backstory. I think you get bits and pieces through other people, but with the next character we're going to talk about, that's really where you get the whole story.
Russell's favorite character.
Oh no.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
We'll get to that when we get to her.
Right.
We're getting to her right now.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
I am yours forever, my love. May the gods smile upon our union and bring us joy in the years to come.
Tharja.
Yeah, shall we
Oh boy.
take this one?
I'll go ahead and tell this funny story. Tharja, for one thing, before we get into who Tharja really is, Tharja is actually known in the game for having the best body. She's the sexiest character. She's one of the she's the second female besides Cordelia to end up with the swimsuit thing in the DLC fan service.
And she got censored.
Yeah, it had to get censored. She's just that damn sexy.
Wait, so what? So what you're saying is this is Brandon's favorite character? Brandon!
That's not the full reason. Here's the funny story. Before Russell bought the game, we showed him Tharja, and she's like, "Ooh," and he's just like, "Ooh, she looks good. I think I'll marry her first." But we didn't tell him about what kind of character she is, though. Tharja is a dark mage, a complete stalker girl. She's the creepiest character with the darkest heart. She's just she's so creepy to the point where it's almost scary, but also at the same time funny. We didn't tell Russell this before he started hooking up with her. So the first
you stalker.
And here's the thing, though. She's only a stalker to Robin because she finds Robin so fascinating because of the fact that it doesn't matter what gender Robin is, guy or girl. Tharja's gonna stalk Robin. We didn't tell Russell this, so the first support we get with him, she's acting all creepy and stalkerish, and Russell's just like, what?
Yeah, Rose, eat your heart out. But yeah, like we said, like Tharja, because she's a dark mage, she does dabble in the dark arts. She does curses and hexes and stuff.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that we had to clarify that even though Muriel is a big science nut, she doesn't really use people for guinea pigs unless she asks her to.
Tharja uses people for guinea pigs.
Yeah, Tharja just uses people.
Tharja gives 0 fucks.
Tharja will just use people without them even knowing.
And like BJ said, that's where when she senses like darkness in somebody, she will notice right away. That's why a lot of if characters like Libra, if they have a dark history, Tharja's just gonna pick up on it immediately.
Yeah, if you typically any support that a character will have with Tharja, it's typically about them having a big backstory. Like we find out about Gregor's brother from Tharja. We find out about what happens to Libra, what happened to Libra as a child from Tharja. We find out that Nowi's parents are dead because of Tharja. Stuff like that. It's just really depressing stuff that that helps build the character, make them more sympathetic.
Mm-hmm. And again, but she also gets some pretty funny supports too. Depending on the person. Like if you do the support with her and Virion, it's pretty funny because here she is. She's like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna hex him, and he's gonna do whatever I want. So she starts telling Virion to do all this impossible shit, and he goes and does it, and she's just laughing her ass off because she's like, the idiot's under my control. And then she's like, okay, I'm bored, so okay, I'm done with him. Well, you basically find out later on that the hex didn't work. So Virion was doing whatever she asked of his own free will, and when she finds out, she's like, "What?"
Yeah,
so, she wasn't. If it was a situation like that with anybody else, they would have been touched. But Tharja was offended.
You getting head over heels over me? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because essentially, because really it doesn't matter. Even if Tharja ends up marrying someone else, she'll even I paired her with Libra once, and she even said, "Okay, Libra, I'll marry you, but Robin's still my number one."
Yeah.
Oh
And Libra's just like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. And then,
imagine those two are like about to have intercourse or whatever. It's like, okay, before we do this, here, put this bag on, and it shows like a picture of Robin on the front of the bag.
But and as I mentioned before, like with the bathing suit DLC. Apparently, in the Japanese version, like with the picture, it's basically a picture of like Tharja. She's in a bikini, which intentionally was made small for her. They actually admit that they purposely gave her a tiny bikini to show off her body, but she's like bent over and everything. She's trying to put this thing on, but it's so small that it's like you can literally see her butt crack.
Oh,
and
God.
Basically, when it was brought over here and translated, in the North American version, they censored it by like they put like I think it was like a curtain or something that's like blowing like right over her ass. So yeah, her ass is too hot for the USA.
Mary.
Brandon's like, God damn it, censorship.
No. God damn it, DJ.
But like overall, her curses also end up pretty funny in with other people. Like there's this one like if you like have Tharja talk with Cordelia in that summer pack, there's this part where like Cordelia mentions that because like Tharja, besides the cloak that she wears, Tharja's almost naked. Like she wears like the skin tight see through like dark like gray like thing over her whole body, but you can with the exception of like her crotch area and her breast, you can pretty much see her whole body. And Cordelia points that out, and Tharja becomes mortified. So Tharja like puts a curse on herself, where she writes the word mortified on a piece of paper and then sticks it on her back, which apparently makes her completely mortified less. And Cordelia just starts messing with her by taking it on and off, and as she does that, like it's like she takes it off, she becomes mortified, takes it on, she doesn't. She keeps taking it on and off like a dick.
I can't decide.
That is really funny. Now it's like, do you want to go into if you actually do the romantic relationship?
You know what? I have it right here.
I was gonna ask, what does he say when you get married?
Yeah, obviously because you would think Tharja has this big fascination with Robin, no matter what gender. If you can actually marry Tharja, obviously, and it gets into like Robin at first is like really creeped out by the fact that Tharja's even like I remember she even like asked Gaius to get a lock of Robin's hair.
Oh my God.
But like even then, like there comes a point where like Tharja tries acting normal for Robin because Robin's getting creeped out, but then Robin's like, no, I want you to act like yourself. And like there's even a point where like Robin like passes out in front of Tharja and she helps and she saves him. And then if they get married, it actually becomes really cute because Robin intentionally, purposefully creeps out Tharja. He becomes really flirtatious. He gets all in her face. She becomes really mortified and really embarrassed. So when he proposes to her, she has to get behind him and behind his back like she's used to doing because she's always following him in order to properly say yes.
Aww.
And then she says this.
Okay.
DJ?
Shh.
I can't believe you made me love you. Of course, if you back out, I'll murder you in your sleep.
You murder Russell.
What? Oh my God.
That is apparently how you.
What a creep!
Apparently, that's your fuel to Brandon.
Do the creep, ooh, and do the creep, ha!
Okay, I think we talked enough about Tharja. Let's go ahead and get to the first character that actually is a recurring character in Fire Emblem.
Yeah, let's go into that one before Brandon's face turns even redder.
I can't believe you made me love you. Of course, if you back out, I'll murder you in your sleep.